Hello, friends. This is Mrs. Abdul, and I'm going to give you a couple quick tips to get started or keep you rolling with your history IAs. In light of the fact that UAlbany is not allowing any borrowing of print materials, and we do not have access remotely to their databases, unfortunately, due to their lockdown of materials. The only thing that we would be able to do is if you find a citation in one of the articles or books and we want to see if they have it, they can scan it and send it back to us. But there are plenty of opportunities and options here in the library. So I'm going to show you a few of those, and then I'm also going to be live in your class in a couple weeks. So the first thing I want you to pay attention to is the fact that there is still book pickup and checkout here in our library. You can text that number and we will arrange for a curbside pickup for you. You can also, if you have a more detailed research question, use the Ask Librarian button there and give me some details, and I will either get back to you via phone or email, whichever one you leave, so that I can work out what you need. And it might be that we hop on a one-on-one meet and I share my screen, whatever works, but we can make those arrangements. So the two things that I want you to pay attention to first is the catalog. This is every book that we have here in our library that you can search. And certainly also look at the public library. The link is right next to it, and there is curbside pickup and also scheduled appointments available for most of the branches in the Albany system. But let's start with the library books here. So if you get here, I'm just going to do a quick search just to kind of show you around. I'm going to type in World War II, and it will search anything that we have here in the library. Remember, a couple of things. First, it'll tell you whether we have the book on the shelf and it's checked in. And then if you want to know a little bit more about the article, or the book, you can click on it. It usually gives you a summary here and some more information, how long the book is, maybe some of the additional pieces to it there. So you are welcome to find a handful of books that might work for your project and text me the names and the publisher or the author so that I can pull those for you and we'll arrange a curbside pickup. Do not discount the fact that we probably have some great materials for you in the library. You're welcome to check out multiple books while we're doing this. And know that you don't have to read every book cover to cover. You've got a table of contents and an index for those purposes. You might just need a specific subject or topic covered, and it's covered in one of the books. So we can do that for you. The second piece is the databases. Most of the functionality of databases is pretty similar, and there are a couple of videos specifically addressing some of the databases, but I'm just going to point out that there are a few databases that you want to start with. Particularly the Student Resources and Context is a very generic general database, and I always like starting there first. And it gives you a wide variety of video and audio, as well as reference journals, newspapers, magazines. They're all in one spot. You also have the ABC Clio database, which is our social studies database, and that has 4 sections. It has an American history section, a world history ancient and medieval, a world history modern, and then an issues section to the database. So again, a really useful one. And then you also have Newsbank, which includes a lot of historical newspapers. So if you need to kind of do a blast from the past and you want to see what the conversation was like at a specific time period, use the Newsbank articles as well. So I'm just going to start with the generic one, the general database, because it's probably going to be the most useful for you to start with. If it asks for a password, I'm going to give Mr. Deere the password list and have him post it in the classroom. But I'll give you a quick hint because I can't actually share it out loud on the video, that if you know a little bit about it at your school, you'll likely figure it out. And we've ingrained it in your head, I would think. So here you're going to just start again with a topic. And it's like a Google search in the sense that it might already start autofilling something that you're looking for. I would start general and then kind of dive in. Notice that this one gives you an overview right away, but what you want to pay attention to is where all of your content is right here in the center. So this gives you hundreds of articles, including some academic journals, some primary sources, biographies, reference articles, and inside of these articles, anytime you find an article that you want to use, my suggestion is to save it to your drive. That way, the only thing you have to do is find your drive once you're ready to start reading through some of these articles, and that drive button is there. So dive into the databases. Remember, if you find a citation, we can always try to find it in the UAlbany databases by emailing